just arrived at this place called Hole in the Wall. It's called Hole in the Wall. Oh gosh, I'm so close. It's called Hole in the Wall because this place is surrounded by rock formations with giant holes in them. And they have holes in them because there was a lot of ancient lava flow flowing through this whole area. When you're driving along the roads, you'll see a lot of black rocks. Those are all lava rocks. And when like the gas bubbles from the lava would kind of like attach itself to the rocks, and then when the bubbles would pop, they'd leave these carvings into the rock, giant holes. So hence the name Hole in the Wall. Check this one out. It's shaped like a heart. Look at that. It's like a little heart. Just to give you guys an idea of how big some of these holes are. I need another word for it. I keep saying holes too many times. Alright, there will be more to show, but this campground was all full. We camped here before, but back then, I guess I'm getting older now. When we camped here, you didn't need a reservation, and now you need a reservation. It supposedly started the 1st of this year, so it is brand new. We're not camping at Hole in the Wall like originally planned. We booked a site at a campground called Mid Hills. I've never been there. My grandma has. Was the one who's introduced me to all this. She started taking me camping when I was 5. Okay, false alarm. This campsite, way too windy. Way too windy. It was gonna be hell trying to put the tent up in this wind. So we're gonna go for dispersed camping. If you don't know what dispersed camping is, it's basically free camping that's not necessarily a campground. It's just anywhere that is designated for camping. Let's try it. Road is over there. Disturbed path. We're gonna set up camp right here. All right, we're all set. See an old rusted car in the distance. Explore and get some pictures. Usually I would be against hiking in your Crocs, but the ground is really soft here. Bunch of cow poop. That's a large turd. There was some type of rodent sitting on top of the car. Tried to get some pictures of him. Like a nest. Big ass nest. covered in bullet holes, dude. Either somebody was just out here shooting it, or this was a mobster car. And we're gonna go with that story, that it's a mobster car. So this desert palm tree is called a yucca. Y-U-C-C-A, yucca. It's one of my favorite ones to say. Good morning.
I know it's hard to see the flame, but it's there.
Alright, we just finished packing up camp. Now, next stop, we're headed to Mitchell Caverns. Haven't been there in a very long time, so we'll see. I barely remember it, it's been that long. Hopefully, see some cool stuff, you know? Alright, we just made it to Mitchell Caverns. We're at these are the Providence Mountains. Look at these mountains. So, according to this, it's pretty cool. It has like a perfect outline of what we see here. So we got Wild Horse Mesa, Hackberry Mountains, back in the background, Center Valley, Colton Hills. So we got the Center Valley and then the Colton Hills right here. All volcanic too. This is all volcanic rock.
Not an easy feat. Jack had like ladders and ropes, and at the time when his guests were going in, there wasn't any lights in the cave, so they had to carry like flares or lanterns. I mean, I didn't know amber rat was a thing until I started. Not sure if they make jewelry out of it or yeah, and a spider web too.
I had one of those in the attic of my house.
Well, they're kind of civilized in that they use the same places
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
bathroom,
yeah,
so who knew, right? So all this was kind of blasted out, so they lived up in here, you know, and probably still do. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just close it. Sure. Yeah, I'm going to turn this light on. Yeah, so sometimes, if you can turn that off just for a minute, because I'm going to talk about this hole. All right. We're slowly making our way in. Everybody, this is the left eye. Yeah, so that's where Jack's guests had to like boulder down here and go all the way down. Not an easy feat, especially carrying a lantern or a flare. As you can see now, we have a nice sidewalk here and handrails. While we're getting down here, I'm going to pass around. This is a part of a fallen stalactite. And just passing it around so you can see how heavy it is. It's a lot heavier than you think. That's called a stalactite. And that's formed by, so when this area was a lot more rainy, the rain dripping through, this was then a... Yeah, so that's a stalactite and a stalagmite that joined. But that stayed kind of intact, so it's called the cave shield. And we'll get right up close to that when we go up the steps. Falling inside this cave for all these formations to be created.
Does it like turn it into like a type of like clay? So
Well, that's kind of, it's like calcium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We like to call this the frozen waterfall room,
Oh, yeah.
because it kind of looks like a frozen waterfall. There's also I'm going to tell these guys, and I need to say, hey, to your neighbor behind you.
All right, just finished getting settled in here at our last destination of this camping trip. We're in Tecopa at Tecopa Hotsprings Campground. There are hot springs here. You can take baths, showers. Cars there. And the baths. The baths are right over there.
Now the sign is where China Ranch.
All right, we have finally made it to China Ranch. Look at, there's a quail right here. California quails running around. So we're gonna go on a hike that's open to the public. Gonna be hiking up to the Amargosa River. There's also the Slot Canyon. Really nice, cool, shady place to hike to. So yeah, and then when we come back, we're gonna get some date shakes and maybe stroll around the ranch a little bit. Here we go. This water flow here is a good sign. That means we got a decent amount of water flowing through the Amargosa River right now. It gets pretty open up on this hike though. So on a really hot day, you want to make sure you have plenty of water, sunscreen if you need it. So we're gonna be coming up to some old railroad tracks. This was an old road that would take you to a baby powder mine, and the train would load up all the materials and take it to where they needed it to go. But yeah, we'll see the old railroad tracks, and pretty much we have old car here, old car over there. Still signs of when the mine was active. It's pretty cool. Nothing really goes away in the desert. You said this was a bar?
The bar, yeah, that's what we always called it, the bar.
Right. We used to be able to sit in here,
I know. Yeah.
get some shade.
We all would go in and sit in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and get some shade and stuff.
Yeah.
This whole wall collapsed. This
There's a
wasn't like this the
mine
last time we were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine shaft back there. Huh. So on this hike, you used to be able to kind of find these native sleeping circles made out on these rocks, but I don't know if it's just from time or if it's from people, but can't really, you used to be able to find at least like 4 of them, 5 of them. This looks like an old one here. They just look like these flat surfaces. They really stand out because everywhere else is just really bumpy with rocks. So here we have what's left over of the mine. Here, this is also the old road and railroad that they used during this time. This ridge goes all the way down. All right, so we're approaching the old railroad. We're gonna be walking along that to get to the river. And right over there, that's Slot Canyon right there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be heading to Slot Canyon this time, but I've done the hike many times before. We would hike in, take a break inside the canyon, and then some of us would climb up and around and slide down the side over here. Pretty interesting, pretty fun. If you can do it, check it out. Walking along the old railroad, you can still see the old wooden panels from the tracks. All right, I believe this is the last stretch of the ridge, and I think we're almost to the waterfall. I believe where all that tall grass is over there is where the waterfall is. We made it. Waterfall. Look at that. Should I try to get down there? I guess this would be a good time to tell my history with this place. My grandma started bringing me here when I was 5 years old to China Ranch Date Farm. She was already have done this trip many years before I was even born. She took my aunt, my uncle. It's a group camp. It was a group camping trip led by Michael Ellis. He does trips all over the world. Really great guy, great personality, very knowledgeable in everything nature. So I'll put a link to his website. Oof, almost fell. All right, we just got back from our hike. Now it is time for date shakes. The greatest reward after a nice hike in the sun. I'll show you guys the gift shop too. So for those who don't know, dates come from palm trees. And this is how they harvest them. It's called dressing the dates. You can see. Those are the dates inside. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm in the town of Shoshone, not too far from Tecopa where we're camping right now. And behind me, you can see these like cave-like homes. During the Depression, people lived in these. And in this area, you see another one right there. And supposedly there's more further down this road. We've never seen those. We've seen these plenty of times. So we're gonna check it out, see if we can see what we find. All right, so we drove down the road quite a bit of ways, didn't find any more caves. So I decided to just stop and look for rocks to show to my students. There's a lot of lava rocks out here, pumice, and also these, see these mountains are all lava rocks too. Definitely a perfect place to sleep for an animal. Wow. Let me see. Sign of animals though. That's my car way over there. Oh, right there. Decided to just climb to the top of this thing. Check it out. So we got the town of Shoshone is right over here. I'm gonna say Tecopa is over there. This whole, you see all this, especially the light colored spots. Tecopa is an ancient lake. So all this right here used to be underwater. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around that because this area just goes on for miles. It was a salt lake, so that's why the ground is white like that. It's from the salt. All right, back down I go. All right, I figured folks would want to get a look inside of the caves where people used to live. Let's see. Wow, this is pretty awesome. Huh. Wow.
How did they dig this out?
I know.
Right?
Wonder how long it took them to dig it out. Because I'm sure they didn't have many tools.
No.
Probably a couple. Well, it's my last night here in Tecopa. I'm definitely coming back, man. I love this place way too much. I'm gonna pack up early in the morning, probably before the sun comes up. Gotta take my grandma back to Barstow. And then I gotta try to race home because I have a flight to Puerto Rico at midnight on the 9th, which today's the 7th. So I'm cutting it close, but everything's gonna work out. God always got us, man. But yeah, it's been fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys come check it out yourselves, man. It's like I said, I've been doing this trip since I was 5 years old, and I still haven't seen everything. This place is beautiful. People hear desert, and they're like, I don't know. Nah, man, come check it out. There's so much to experience here. And I will be recording the Puerto Rico trip, so I'll see y'all in the PR.